The grand chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with conversation, the air thick with the murmur of countless voices, each representing a species that had spanned the stars for centuries, some even millennia. Beings of all shapes and sizes. Gathered beneath an immense dome of shimmering energy, their forms casting strange shadows on the polished floors. At the center, a massive holographic display flickered to life, showing a small blue-green planet orbiting an unremarkable star. They call this Earth. Set a tall, slender figure with shimmering silver skin and eyes like liquid opal. The speaker's voice was cool and dismissive, carrying easily across the room. A planet still tethered to its primitive technology, barely capable of interplanetary travel. Around the chamber, others nodded or chuckled softly. Many species had long since abandoned the crude forms of propulsion and weaponry that humans still clung to. To them, Earth was a curiosity, barely worth serious consideration. A deep, gravelly voice from a hulking, four-armed warrior echoed. Their fleets are tiny, slow, and ill-equipped. They won't last a single battle against a real armada. The council's presiding member, an ancient being called Varktel, tapped a clawed finger on the lectern. Our reports agree. Resources are limited, their political systems fractured. Their starships lag behind ours by centuries. It is no wonder they have failed to advance. But should we bother with them at all? A voice from the far side of the chamber asked. They might be better left to their own devices, like a child playing with sparks before they burn themselves. A ripple of laughter spread through the assembly. The idea of humanity as a threat was laughable. Earth was a playground compared to the colossal empires that shaped the galaxy. Many members recalled early contact with humans and awkward, fumbling exchange, marked by clumsy communication and primitive technology. Varktel raised a hand, quieting the room. It is true they have so far remained isolated, but recent activity near their system suggests ambition beyond their means. We cannot allow their ignorance to turn into recklessness. Several advisors nodded gravely. If left unchecked, Earth's defiance might inspire other undeveloped worlds. We must act swiftly and decisively. A holographic map shifted to show fleets in motion-sleek starships moving toward Earth's solar system. A coordinated force representing the Council's might. Assemble a task force, Varktel ordered. Destroy their fledgling fleet. Make it clear that primitive planets have no place among the stars. Meanwhile, across the vast gulf of space, on the blue-green planet itself, the mood was very different. In a hidden underground facility, far from prying eyes and data scanners, a team of scientists and military officers gathered around a glowing console. Unlike the elaborate starships of the Council, Earth's vessels were smaller, utilitarian, designed for efficiency and stealth. Yet beneath their modest exteriors lay the culmination of decades of secret research. Dr. Elena Vasquez, lead scientist on the teleportation project, stared at the monitor. Our teleportation warships are ready for deployment, she said quietly. They can move from one point to another instantaneously, bypassing traditional space travel altogether. Her words were met with a mixture of awe and tension. The technology was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Instantaneous jumps across vast distances, effectively erasing the advantage of enemy fleets, numbers, and firepower. Commander Raj Patel, the military liaison, nodded firmly. If the Council thinks we are weak and primitive, they're about to be proven wrong. These ships give us the element of surprise. Alina glanced at the window, where the stars twinkled overhead, distant and cold. We must keep this secret until the moment we strike. If word gets out prematurely, we risk losing the only advantage we have. Outside, millions of people on Earth went about their daily lives, unaware that their planet was about to become the center of an interstellar conflict that would shake the galaxy. The Council ships were already approaching, Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the presiding member rose, his voice steady and cold. Let the task force depart immediately. Let them learn the folly of underestimating humanity. The chamber fell silent for a moment, then erupted in quiet, confident murmurs. The galaxy had written off Earth as a Jokan ancient world clinging to the past. But even as the alien fleets moved into position, none suspected that humanity was ready to rewrite the rules of war itself. Deep beneath the surface of Earth, far from the prying eyes of satellites and alien sensors, a hidden complex hummed with quiet activity. The walls were lined with blinking consoles, and the air carried the steady pulse of power coursing through advanced systems. This was the heart of Earth's secret, the teleportation. Project, Dr. Elena Vasquez stood in front of a massive holographic display, watching streams of data ripple across the screen. Around her, engineers and scientists worked in precise harmony. The teleporting warships were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, craft designed not to chase enemies through space, but to vanish and reappear in the blink of an eye. Striking. Without warning, Commander Patel, Elena said, turning toward the tall, focused officer beside her. Our simulations confirm the teleportation arrays can safely move vessels up to 10,000 tons instantly. The ships won't need to cross hostile space to engage the enemy. They'll be inside their formation before they even realize it. Raj nodded, his expression grim but determined. That means we can avoid traditional battles of attrition. We don't have to outgun them. We just have to outsmart them. A young technician glanced up nervously. There's still risk involved. The teleportation fields require massive energy bursts. If we miscalculate even slightly, we could lose the entire ship. Elena's gaze hardened. Every advantage has its price. But our crews have trained for months. We've run thousands of tests. They're ready. In orbit above Earth, the teleporting warships sat in readiness. Unlike the towering dreadnoughts of the Galactic Council, these ships were sleek, compact, and utilitarian. Their armor was tough, but not ornate, built for function over form. Sensors scanned the stars constantly, waiting for the order. The crews aboard these vessels were a mix of veterans and new recruits. Humans united by the knowledge that their survival depended on their ability to strike quickly and vanish even faster. In the cramped briefing room of the command ship Aurora, Captain Myra Chen paced slowly, speaking to her assembled officers. "This mission will not be easy," she said, her voice steady. "The Council's fleet outnumbers us and has superior firepower. They expect a fight they can win by attrition. What they don't expect is that we don't have to fight that way." She tapped a console, and a holographic image of the approaching alien fleet flickered into view. "We'll teleport inside their formation, targeting command ships and weapons arrays first. Disable their ability to coordinate. Then we vanish, and strike again from another angle." Lieutenant Arjun Singh, her communications officer, looked up. "What about their anti-teleport defenses?" "We've seen some preliminary deployments." Myra nodded. "They're developing countermeasures." "Yes. But our multi-teleport tactics will keep them off balance. We'll never give them a fixed target. Speed and unpredictability are our allies." Back on Earth, civilians remained unaware of the silent war looming just beyond their skies. In cities and towns, life went on. Children played in parks. Workers hurried to jobs. Families shared quiet meals. But beneath this everyday calm was the pulse of urgency. The planet's fate was about to be decided. Elena stood on a balcony, overlooking the city lights, the night sky stretching beyond. She thought of the countless generations who had dreamed of reaching the stars, only to be dismissed as backward by the very species who now threatened them. "We're not primitive," she whispered to herself. "Not anymore." As the Galactic Council's fleet drew closer to Earth's orbit, tension rippled through the council chamber. Alien commanders were confident, but the unexpected reports from their forward scouts sparked unease. Sensors had detected anomalies, brief, unexplained disappearances of Council ships near Earth's system. Varktel's voice cut through the growing chatter. Prepare to face whatever new tactics humanity has deployed. Underestimating them will be our downfall. On the Aurora, Captain Myra gave the final order. All ships, prepare to engage. Remember your training. We strike hard, strike fast. And then we vanish. For Earth, with that, the teleportation sequences powered up. In an instant, the Aurora and its fleet blinked out of their orbit and reappeared deep inside the enemy lines. The galaxy had mocked Earth as primitive, but humanity was about to change everything. The void around Earth's solar system shimmered as the vast fleet of the Galactic Council advanced with an air of assured victory. Their warships, gleaming with layered armor and bristling with weapons, filled the dark space like a swarm of deadly stars. The Council's commanders exchanged confident glances. This would be a quick battle and easy crushing of what they still called the primitive Earth fleet. But the first sign that something was wrong came from the sensor ships. Readings flickered, alarms pulsed, and then, without warning, several Council vessels blinked out of existence. Report, barked Admiral Tazrek, commanding the fleet's vanguard. His 4 eyes scanned the holographic displays, showing multiple contacts disappearing in rapid succession. "Ships are vanishing, Admiral," came the reply. No warning. No missile strikes. Just gone. Tazrek's face darkened. Impossible. They can't have the technology for that. But across the fleet, the truth was undeniable. The supposedly primitive humans had weapons that made their most advanced sensors useless. The humans were teleporting warships, disappearing from one point, and instantly reappearing inside the Council's formation. Captain Myra Chen watched from the bridge of the Aurora. Her hands steady on the controls. "Begin strike pattern Alpha," she ordered. "Target their command vessels and communication arrays. Arjun Open comes to all ships' coordinate teleportation jumps." The Aurora and her fleet vanished from their orbit in a silent pulse of energy. They reappeared suddenly amid the Council's flagship formation, where the largest enemy vessels struggled to react. Plasma cannons flared. But the humans were already retreating, teleporting away before enemy turrets could lock onto them. The element of surprise shattered the Council fleet's carefully arranged battle lines. The Council's flagship, a massive ship known as the Eternal Dominion, erupted in chaos as multiple hits disabled its shield generators and crippled communication arrays. Without coordination, the fleet struggled to mount an effective defense. On the Eternal Dominion's bridge, Varktel's expression twisted in disbelief. "This is no conventional attack. They have learned to fight us on our terms, by breaking space itself." He slammed a fist on the console. "Order all ships to deploy anti-teleport fields. We cannot allow these hit-and-run tactics to continue." Back on the Aurora, Myra's voice was calm but fierce. "Enemy shields are dropping. Push forward." The teleporting warships struck again and again, each jump placing them inside enemy lines at new, unpredictable points. They targeted weapons, arrays, command hubs, and power cores. Wherever the Council's forces tried to regroup, humans would blink in and disrupt. The Council's fleet commander, Admiral Tazrek, realized the terrifying truth. Earth's fleet was not just fighting with superior technology, but with superior strategy. "They are not simply attacking," he muttered. "They are rewriting the rules of engagement." On Earth, the news feeds were suddenly alive with reports of strange energy pulses detected near the edge of the solar system. Speculation ran wild, but the public remained unaware of the true scale of the battle unfolding above them. In the command center, Elena Vasquez and Raj Patel monitored live feeds from the fleet. Elena's hands moved swiftly over the controls as she analyzed battle data. "They're adapting fast," she said. The Council is trying to deploy countermeasures, but their response is slow. Our teleportation allows us to stay one step ahead. Raj nodded. This is our moment. If we can keep them off balance, we might not just defend Earth, we can force the galaxy to respect us. As the battle raged, a sudden wave of reinforcements arrived for the Council's Second Fleet, jumping in from nearby systems. The human ships blinked again, teleporting in split seconds to intercept the fresh attackers before they could. Establish formation. The fighting became a dizzying dance of disappearance and reappearance. The vast reaches of space collapsing into moments of intense violence and eerie silence. No enemy ship could predict where the next strike would come from. Even veteran alien commanders found themselves unnerved. They had underestimated humanity's ingenuity and resolve. Finally, after hours of relentless assault, the Council's forces began to falter. Key vessels were destroyed or forced to retreat. Their formation shattered beyond repair. Captain Mira looked at the battle status. Hold position. Prepare to disengage on my mark. She turned to her crew. We've shown them Earth will not be conquered easily. This is only the beginning. With a pulse of energy, the human teleporting fleet vanished, disappearing as suddenly as they had appeared, leaving the stunned Council fleet struggling to regroup in the silent aftermath. Across the galaxy, whispers spread of Earth's astonishing power. The planet, once mocked as primitive, was now a force that could strike anywhere. Any time the Galactic Council's laughter had turned to uneasy silence, the news of Earth's teleporting warships spread through the galaxy. Like a wildfire in dry brush, expected, fast, and impossible to ignore. From the distant mining colonies of the Outer Rim to the bustling trade hubs in the core systems, whispers of the primitive planet that could vanish and strike at will reached ears once filled with laughter. Now those ears pricked with unease. On the Council's chambers, debate raged. Some factions urged immediate retaliation and overwhelming response to crush humanity before it could grow stronger. Others urged caution. The risk of underestimating Earth had been painfully clear in the last battle. To engage without preparation was to invite disaster. Varktul's voice resonated once more, calm but resolute. Humanity's rise is not a threat to be ignored. Their teleportation technology has rewritten the rules of warfare. We must adapt or be swept aside. Across the stars, other alien civilizations took notice. Some saw an opportunity. The Kailari Syndicate, known for its ruthless mercenary fleets, reached out with tentative offers of alliance. Humans may be primitive, but their power is undeniable, said a Kailari commander during secret negotiations. We could benefit from their technology and their unpredictability. Meanwhile, in the lush homeworlds of the Rexians, the ruling council held heated discussions. If Earth can challenge the Galactic Council's fleets, said one elder, perhaps it is time to reconsider our position in the grand scheme. We might be witnessing the birth of a new power. Others, however, moved quickly to counter Earth's newfound advantage. Across contested space, fleets mobilized. Starship yards worked day and night to develop improved anti-teleportation defenses, energy dampeners, and advanced sensor grids designed to detect and disrupt teleportation signatures. Back on Earth, the mood was tense but determined. The planet's leaders knew that their moment of surprise had passed. The galaxy was waking up, and so was the war. In a fortified command bunker, Elena Vasquez briefed military officers and scientists. The Council and its allies are deploying new countermeasures, she explained, pointing to models of energy fields designed to block teleportation jumps. We expect them to be operational within weeks. Commander Raj Patel leaned forward. We need new tactics. Multi-point teleportation, feints, coordinated strikes from multiple ships simultaneously. Our ships must stay unpredictable. Captain. Myra Chen added, our crews are ready. Training has intensified. We will not be caught off guard again. The first test of Earth's adapted tactics came sooner than expected. Near the Oriala system, a valuable trade hub on the border of Council-controlled space, a fleet of alien warships attempted to block human passage. The Council deployed their new anti-teleport fields in a wide perimeter, confident that teleporting warships would be forced into slower, predictable maneuvers. But the humans had evolved their strategy. Instead of a single jump, the Aurora and its escorts performed a dazzling series of rapid, near-simultaneous teleports. Some ships blinked into position on one flank, while others appeared behind enemy lines. Decoy ships mimicked teleport signatures, drawing fire and confusing the enemy sensors. The Council's fleet found itself overwhelmed by chaos. Their anti-teleport defenses scrambled, unable to keep up with the unpredictable assault. Alien. Commanders struggled to issue orders as their formation dissolved under relentless, invisible strikes. In the midst of the battle, Lieutenant Arjun Singh coordinated communications. Decoys deployed. Flank ships in position. Ready to teleport on your command, Captain. Mira's voice cut through the tension. Execute jump sequence beta. Engage at will. In a flash, the human ships vanished and reappeared where the Council least expected them, right in the heart of the enemy's weapons platforms. Explosions rocked the alien fleet as key systems were disabled in moments. The Council's forces were forced to retreat, nursing heavy losses back on Earth. News of the victory sparked celebrations in the streets and cautious optimism among leaders. Humanity had proven it could adapt quickly, turning the tide once more in a conflict that had already shattered expectations. But Alina remained vigilant. This is not over, she reminded the Council. The galaxy will not accept Earth's rise without resistance. We must continue to innovate, to stay ahead. Raj nodded. Our survival depends on it. And so does the future of our place among the stars. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the balance of power began to shift. Allies and rivals alike reevaluated their strategies. The age of easy domination was over. Humanity's teleporting warships had forced the galaxy to wake up, and no one could afford to ignore the new reality. The Galactic Council's chambers, once filled with confidence and derision, now hummed with tense urgency. Across the galaxy, the echo of Earth's teleporting warships had unsettled centuries-old power structures. The Council scientists and strategists worked around the clock, desperate to turn the tide. Varktal stared at the latest reports. Our anti-teleport fields have slowed them, but not stopped them. Their multi-point tactics have overwhelmed our defenses. We must evolve. To meet this challenge, the Council unveiled the latest line of warship upgrades, powerful energy dampeners. New sensor arrays designed to detect teleportation's signature distortions, and the first generation of teleportation jammers. These devices, once only theoretical, promise to make teleportation dangerous, even deadly. On Earth, the mood was equally intense but hopeful. In a subterranean command center, Alina Vasquez reviewed intercepted Council transmissions describing their new countermeasures. They're deploying jammers near major star systems. She explained to Captain Mira Chen and Commander Raj Patel. Our teleportation tech relies on clean, open space. These fields could trap us if we jump inside them. Raj tapped his fingers on the table. We need new tactics again. The Council will expect us to fight in open space. Instead, we hit their jammers first, disable them quickly, then teleport through the gaps. Mira nodded. Hit, vanish, hit, again. We keep them off balance. The humans also invested heavily in electronic warfare and stealth technology, refining their ships to mask teleportation signals and scramble enemy sensors. Human engineers developed smaller, rapid response teleporting vessels, scouts, and decoys. Designed to confuse and overwhelm the enemy's new detection systems, training simulations became more complex. Crews practiced coordinated, multi-vector jumps, some involving dozens of ships teleporting simultaneously from multiple points to confound enemy defenses. The next confrontation took place near the Lasara Nebula, strategically critical region where Council forces sought to establish a teleportation blockade. As Earth's fleet approached, sensors detected vast energy fields and teleport barriers stretching across space like invisible walls. Mira studied the holographic map. They expect us here. We'll need a diversion. Lieutenant Arjun Singh activated a squadron of stealth scouts, their ships barely visible even to advanced sensors. Deploying decoys to the eastern flank will force their jammers to react. True to plan, the Council's forces scrambled to target the decoys, weakening their anti-teleport coverage on the opposite side of the blockade. With a nod from Mira, the Aurora and her strike group teleported through the gap, peering suddenly inside the Council's defensive perimeter. Explosions bloomed as the human warships disabled, jamming arrays and weapon platforms in rapid succession. But the battle was far from one-sided. The Council's forces counterattacked with precision. Ships equipped with new teleportation jammers unleashed bursts of energy that disrupted human jumps. Some teleporting warships blinked out only to reappear, damaged or lost, entirely in the void. Myra's voice came through the comms. "We're losing ships. Adjust jump coordinates. Keep moving." Raj added, "Our electronic warfare teams are working to neutralize the jammers, but they're adapting fast. We need more time." Back on Earth, Alina coordinated support from the command center. "We're deploying additional counterjamming drones to assist the fleet. Every second counts." The battle stretched on for hours, a blur of rapid strikes and tactical retreats. Human crews relied on their training, trusting their instinct and technology to outmaneuver the new threats in the midst of the chaos. A young pilot named Leela Moreno performed a daring maneuver. Her ship, the Vanguard, was cornered near a jammer station. With no clear escape, she took a calculated risk initiating a teleport jump not to a safe zone, but directly into the enemy's vulnerable command relay. Her gamble paid off. The relay's destruction caused confusion among the Council fleet, opening a critical window for human forces to regroup and push back. After the battle, though the humans had held the line, losses weighed heavily. Mira addressed her officers. "We faced the Council's best defenses and survived. But the fight is evolving. We must keep adapting faster, smarter, stronger." Raj nodded. "Their technology is improving. So must ours." Lena's gaze was steady. This war is not just about ships and weapons. It's a contest of innovation and will. And humanity will not be broken. As the galaxy watched, the war entered a new phase. Neither side could claim victory yet. The Council had learned Earth's power was real and humanity had proven it could stand against the galaxy's might. The question now was, who would evolve faster? Months had passed since the fierce battle near the Lasara Nebula, and the war had settled into a tense stalemate. Both Earth and the Galactic Council had poured immense resources into evolving their technologies and tactics. Each new skirmish brought destruction, but neither side could secure a decisive victory in this crucible of conflict. An unexpected development began to unfold, not on the battlefield, but in the shadowed corridors of galactic politics. The Kylar Syndicate, known across star systems as mercenaries and opportunists, watched the conflict with growing interest. Their fleets had remained neutral so far, offering only veiled warnings to both sides. But their commanders understood that the rising power of Earth's teleporting warships could reshape the balance of power and present unprecedented opportunities. On a darkened bridge of the Kylar flagship Shadow Veil, Commander Zarek leaned over a glowing star map. Humanity's rise threatens the old order, he said. The council weakens. The time to act is now. His advisors nodded, considering offers of alliance not from loyalty, but from pragmatism. If they sided with Earth, they could gain access to teleportation technology. If they sided with the Council, they could share in its diminishing dominance. Meanwhile, across the war-torn systems, Earth's leaders remained focused on survival and victory. But Alina Vasquez recognized that alliances were the next crucial step. We can't fight this war alone, she told the Council. The galaxy is changing. Some factions want peace, some want power. We must find those willing to stand with us. Captain Mira Chen, still commanding the Aurora, added, "Our tactics have shaken the Council, but they will not fall without allies. We must build trust or risk isolation." Back on the Shadow Veil, Zarek's envoy opened communication with Earth, a gesture surprising enough to turn heads. Commander Zarek proposes a meeting, the message read. An opportunity to discuss mutual benefit in these uncertain times. Earth's leaders convened in a secure chamber, weighing the risks and potential rewards. Could they trust a mercenary syndicate known for shifting loyalties or refusing? An alliance risked leaving Earth isolated. Raj Patel voiced the dilemma. Their fleet is skilled, and their knowledge of the Council's weaknesses could be invaluable. Alina nodded. We proceed cautiously, but the war demands we take this chance. The meeting took place aboard the neutral station of Alaris Prime, a hub untouched by the war's devastation. Mira and Raj led the human delegation, facing Zarek and his advisors. Zarek's tone was measured. We do not offer blind loyalty. Together, our strengths could topple the Council's grip. Your teleporting warships bring innovation. Our fleet brings experience and tactical knowledge. Mira leaned forward. What do you want in return? Share in the new order, Zarek replied. Access to your teleportation technology and a voice in the peace to come. Despite skepticism, Earth's leaders saw the alliance as a necessary gamble. They agreed on a tentative partnership. Kylorai mercenaries would fight alongside human fleets, sharing intelligence and coordinating strikes. Training exercises began immediately, blending human precision with Kylorai guerrilla tactics. The results were promising. Kylari ships, equipped with human stealth technology, executed daring teleportation raids that further destabilized Council positions. However, the alliance was fragile. Trust was scarce, and both sides watched for betrayal. The Kylars' true intentions remained a question hanging in the air. Were they genuinely committed, or merely using Earth as a tool for their own ambitions? As the joint forces prepared for their next operation, a new intelligence report arrived. A shadow faction within the Council, wary of Earth's growing power, was planning a secret offensive, one that could strike at the very heart of Earth's defenses. Elena's voice was calm but firm. We must act first. Together, we can disrupt their plans and protect our home, Myra agreed. This alliance may be our greatest strength or our greatest risk. In the vast darkness of space, the stars waited silently as two unlikely forces joined to challenge an empire. The war was far from over, but the game had changed. Humanity was no longer alone. The uneasy alliance between Earth's fleet and the Kylari Syndicate had breathed new energy into the war effort. Joint operations challenged the Galactic Council on multiple fronts, forcing their forces into defensive postures they had never expected. But beneath the surface, tensions simmered. Captain Mira Chen felt the weight of every decision as she prepared for the upcoming mission. Intelligence had confirmed a planned Council strike aimed directly at Earth's main teleportation hub, an attack designed to cripple humanity's ability to teleport ships and turn the tide of war. We can't afford to let that happen, Mira told her officers. This mission is critical. We strike first, destroy their staging grounds before they can launch. Raj Patel reviewed the plans with the fleet commanders. Cavalry forces will support our strike teams, providing cover and reconnaissance. We move fast, hit hard, and vanish. The Kylari's commander Zarek watched from the bridge of his flagship, Shadowvale, his expression unreadable. His alliance with Earth had yielded gains, but whispers in his command spoke of discontent. Some Kylari officers viewed the partnership as a means to an end, not a true alliance. Yet Zarek understood the stakes. The Council's collapse could create a power vacuum that the Kylar alone could exploit, but only if they maintained their advantage. As the joint fleet approached the target system, the Aurora's bridge was tense. Sensors detected heavy Council defenses, including newly deployed anti-teleportation arrays designed to trap intruders. Myra's voice was steady. Deploy decoys, use the jamming fields to mask our jumps. Our June keep comes clear. We need precise coordination. The battle erupted in a flash. Human and Kylari ships teleported in rapid succession, striking at the enemy's staging grounds. With surgical precision, explosions lit the void as weapons, platforms, and power generators were destroyed. But amid the chaos, something went wrong. A squadron of Kylari warships suddenly broke formation, turning away from the battlefield. Communications scrambled, and attempts to contact the rogue squadron went unanswered. Raj frowned. They're pulling out without orders. Mira's eyes narrowed. This isn't part of the plan. Moments later, Council forces launched a counterattack from an unexpected direction. They had anticipated the strike thanks to a leak within the Allied ranks. The battle shifted. The joint fleet was caught off guard, suffering heavy losses as Council ships exploited their confusion. Back on the Aurora, Mira's voice was sharp. Emergency retreat. Regroup at Jump Point Delta. Raj's fingers flew over the controls, coordinating the withdrawal as enemy fire grew intense. As the fleet blinked away, Mira's mind raced. Who betrayed us? She demanded. The answer came soon enough. Intercepted transmissions revealed Kylari officers negotiating with the Council behind the scenes. Some factions within the syndicate had struck secret deals, willing to sacrifice their allies to preserve their own power. Alina Vasquez grimly reviewed the evidence. The Kylar alliance was fractured from the start. We underestimated their willingness to betray us. Raj clenched his jaw. We must purge the traitors before this war consumes us. On Earth, the betrayal shattered trust. Public confidence wavered, and military leaders scrambled to secure their forces. Captain Myra convened her senior officers. We fight with fewer allies now, but we fight with our own. Alina spoke solemnly. Our teleportation technology remains our greatest weapon, but without trust, we weaken ourselves. We must rebuild, stronger and more united. In the shadows, Zarek confronted the traitorous officers. You gamble with our future, he said coldly, but the Council will not save you. Our survival depends on loyalty. Though shaken, Zarek doubled down on his commitment to Earth, aware that the coming battles would test every alliance and every strategy, as Earth and its loyal forces regrouped. The Galactic Council prepared their final gambit, a massive assault targeting Earth itself. Their fleets amassed in orbit, ready to crush the planet's defenses. But humanity, scarred by betrayal but undeterred, prepared to defend their home with every tool and tactic at their disposal. The galaxy held its breath. The war was far from torn. Over, the Galactic Council's armada loomed over Earth's orbit, an imposing fortress of steel and energy. Hundreds of warships formed a relentless wall, their weapon systems locked and primed for annihilation. The Council intended to end the war with a single decisive blow: the total destruction of Earth's teleportation hubs and command centers. But Earth was ready. Captain Stu Mira Chen stood on the bridge of the Aurora, eyes fixed on the swirling mass of enemy vessels. Around her, the crew worked with quiet determination, aware that this battle was unlike any before. It was not just a fight for survival, it was a fight for humanity's future among the stars. Alina, status report. Mira? Requested. Alina Vasquez's calm voice came through the comms. All defense grids are operational. Teleportation fleets are in position and synchronized. Reinforcements from loyal Kylari units have arrived and integrated into our formations. Raj Patel at the tactical station added, enemy jamming fields are stronger than ever. Our ships will rely on coordinated, multi-point teleportation to penetrate their defenses. The battle began with a shudder that rippled through Earth's orbital defenses. The Council unleashed a barrage of energy blasts and missile salvos, seeking to overwhelm the planetary shield and cripple the teleport hubs. But human warships vanished into thin air, reappearing inside the Council's formation with ruthless precision. Coordinated teleportation strikes targeted power cores, weapon arrays, and command vessels. The Aurora teleported alongside a heavily armed cruiser, unleashing a volley of plasma that disabled its shield generators. Across the battlefield, human and loyal Kylari ships danced in and out of sight, ghosts striking swiftly and retreating before counterfire could lock on. Admiral Varktel's flagship, the Eternal Dominion, became the focus of the assault. His voice crackled over comms. Laced with fury, they fight with madness. But madness does not win wars. Varktel ordered a concentrated counter-strike heavy. Cruisers and battleships formed a gauntlet of fire, designed to trap teleporting ships, but the humans had learned the art of deception. As the Council's fleet advanced, human decoy vessels blinked in from multiple directions, confusing targeting systems and scattering enemy fire. At a critical moment, Mira gave the order. Initiates final teleport sequence jump through their command grid. Hundreds of human and loyal Kylari ships vanished, only to reappear inside the heart of the Council's formation. Explosions erupted as weapon systems faltered and command consoles went dark. The Eternal Dominion shuddered under the assault. Varktel's four eyes widened in shock as his flagship's shields collapsed. The Council's forces faltered, their formation unraveling under the relentless, unpredictable strikes. Elena's voice came with quiet triumph. They're retreating. Raj smiled grimly. Earth has turned the tide. The galaxy will never be the same. In the aftermath, the Galactic Council was forced to negotiate. The power balance had shifted irrevocably. Earth, once dismissed as primitive, had proven itself a formidable power-rich teleporting warships, a symbol of ingenuity and resilience. Across the stars, old alliances fractured and new ones formed. Humanity's unexpected rise had reshaped the galaxy's political landscape. Captain Mira Chen stood on Earth's surface beneath a sky filled with stars and distant warships returning home. The war was over for now. Alina joined her voice. Soft but determined. They mocked us once, but we showed them the strength hidden beneath Earth's humble surface. Mira nodded. This victory is not the end. It's the beginning of a new era. One where humanity claims its rightful place among the stars. Far beyond Earth, a silent observer watched the unfolding future with cautious eyes. The galaxy was vast and filled with unknown dangers. But humanity had proven it could face them head-on, and the warships that could teleport across the void were just the first step. They mocked primitive Earth. Then humanity's teleporting warships turned. The tide of war